Hello again, and welcome to the third video of this special three-part series. And if you haven't watched the first two videos, you can see them on animaltrainingacademy.com. It's a really exciting time, and I've been getting a lot of messages and comments from you guys saying how excited you are as well. I've experienced many unique situations with a great array of different species, working internationally in the US, Canada, Australia, and here in New Zealand as a professional animal trainer. And there hasn't been a single situation where the laws of behavioural science have not applied. Consequently, via improved environmental arrangement and an assessment of the reinforcers and punishers that were in play in each unique situation, we were able to make positive progress towards more desirable behaviours. In the last video, we looked at a really easy three-step process that you can employ immediately with the animals that you work with to help supercharge wherever you are at with your animal training endeavours. All of these using techniques that empower both our animals and us and are based on positive reinforcement, environmental arrangement, choice, trust, and cooperation. I'm going to demonstrate the power of all of this for you now, and at the same time celebrate some of the content I have been making over Animal Training Academy's first ever year, as we look at DEVEY the brush-tailed possum's progress using the techniques I've mentioned. The first step in any training situation is making sure we build our relationships with the animals we want to work with. This is demonstrated nicely in the first video outtake you will see. Then you will see us using film that I took on my iPhone to learn about what pieces of information were important for DEVEY. You will then see how we shaped his behaviour utilising a clicker and a written out shaping plan. And finally, you will meet one of his current trainers, Bonnie Wilkin, who discusses getting DEVEY into his first ever show. Enjoy. In this video, we are going to be working on our relationship with DEVEY the possum. There were some behaviours that I was seeing with this animal when I entered into his environment that we weren't seeing with other staff members. These behaviours were making lunging movements towards me, standing up on two legs and huffing at me, and making the sound that we have labelled barking. We decided to label them all as undesirable. I therefore started some relationship work with DEVEY, which entailed me just doing lots of repetition and pairing myself with positive events, which in this case were just some of his favourite food items. And we were going to use the frequency of those undesirable behaviours to indicate our level of success. A discussion arose surrounding whether or not it was important when the food landed on the shelves. We decided to film this training therefore and let DEVEY tell us what was important to him. We used the direction of his gaze to identify where the important information was held. As the trainer correctly demonstrates in this video, it's important to be watching your animal at all times, and you can see the trainer's eyes are directed towards DEVEY, and they follow him as he walks up onto the perch. DEVEY is additionally watching the trainer, with his eyes focused on her hand. As the trainer has now refocused on the shelf, her hand starts moving to place that food item in that location. DEVEY has received some new information. That hand that feeds him is on the move, and just like a well-timed dance, his head moves in synchrony. Finally, the food ends up on the shelf, and both DEVEY and trainer are looking at the same thing. In this video, we're training DEVEY the brush-tailed possum to voluntarily enter his crate. We're using a clicker to communicate to DEVEY exactly when he has done desirable behaviour. Clickers create sharp, distinctive sounds that once paired continually with another reinforcer, in the case of this video I'm using food, can help clarify for your animal exactly when they have done a desirable behaviour. For speedy and effective learning to occur, it's our job as animal trainers to communicate with precision and deliver reinforcers immediately after behaviour has occurred. Hello and welcome to lesson 9 of Clicker Training Fundamental. I'm going to use the example of DEVEY the brush-tailed possum going into his crate voluntarily. DEVEY puts 4 feet inside the crate and then turns around and waits whilst I shut and latch the door.
So lately I've been having lots of trouble training my Australian brush-tailed possum to do a new routine in our live show. We tried lots of different things, but I was just facing one little behavioural challenge of him not coming out of his release box fast enough. So I tried everything I could think of and eventually thought, Ryan. I'll get hold of Ryan. All it took was a few exchanges between us, and he gave me all of these new ideas on things that I could change in the environment, everything like that. And honestly, the next time I went to work, it was like I was working with a different possum. Literally yesterday, we actually had our first show with him in it. So I would completely recommend his course to anyone. He just understands the animals in such a way and has a really good way of teaching others to understand this as well. So thank you so much for all of your help that you've given me, Ryan, and I really couldn't have done it without you.
I hope you enjoyed that, and I want to make sure that all of you out there are enjoying similar results with your animals. This stuff will work for you. All you need moving forward with Animal Training Academy is a camera, a computer, and an internet connection. I'm going to tell you how soon. Before I do though, a big question I get is how I can do training if I don't have much spare time. And to answer that question, I have come up with the 2-minute challenge. Think about this. What if you take 2 minutes every morning to do training, and you offer your animal 10 reinforcers that you wouldn't otherwise offer in that time period. And then you do that for a week. That's 70 individual pieces of information that you have just told your animal that they can start to anticipate that you're an enjoyable person to be around. Let's say you did that for a year. Just 2 minutes a day, every day for a year. That actually turns out to be 3,640 individual pieces of information that you've just provided to your animal that you're an awesome person to be around. And that's only 2 minutes a day. Now with 3,640 opportunities, every single one of you would be able to start shaping and training new behaviors. Moving on, I'm about to tell you a little bit more about the special opportunity I have for you that will help you see behavior differently and develop a deeper understanding of how behavior works with all animals, including us. You'll be able to understand how you and your animal's environment influence its behavior. It's going to make your life easier, your animal's life easier. It's going to impress your friends and family and help others see what's possible with positive reinforcement animal training. And it's going to be fun. When you get the behaviors that you want and your animals are doing them voluntarily and they're also having fun, it's a good feeling. It's going to be empowering for both you and your animals. In fact, I'm so confident that what I'm going to offer you is going to work for you, that if you go through all the training and you'll fully utilize every component of the offer and it doesn't give you everything I have been talking about, in 2 months from now, I want you to ask, is Animal Training Academy everything it's cracked up to be? And if it's not, simply contact me. And no questions asked, I will give you your money back. And you know what? Someone told me that they were going to do this just to get access to free stuff. And I know that there's people out there that are going to do that. And that's okay, because my mission is to disseminate information about the gentlest and humane training methods available. And I made this offer for people like you that are really going to benefit from this, not for people like that. There's a reason you've watched this video to this point, and that's because you already believe in Animal Training Academy, and we're going to empower you and your animals to get those behaviors that you want. Others are jumping in and having success, so why not you? Now in 2 days time, this offer is going to be available, and it will only be available for a total of 5 days. And you can see the actual dates written on the screen there. But you'll hear more about that in a few days time. As always, I would love to hear from you. Tell me if you have liked these videos or if you didn't like these videos. If you have a comment on anything or you just want to say hi. Either way, I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll be in touch very shortly when the card opens for this offer you won't want to miss. I'll see you soon.